Can you hear me, people? I'm sure you can. I can now see the bars moving. I don't know why OBS had an update. I guess it couldn't see the old mixer anymore. So we'll wait for people to pile in. Welcome to the green room, the real green room. I was talking in the last one. You did not hear it. Yes. Back at it. Updates always throw stuff into a tizzy, and I knew because OBS, when I opened it, is like, oh, we got an update for you. And I was like, sure, let's do it. I got plenty of time before the show. I'll even restart before the show. And I did. No sound. Restarted again. Here we are. Green room ready. Green room fresh.
Fresh.
So, sorry about the confusion earlier, people. That was annoying for me. More than you, maybe. Maybe less, maybe more. Very annoying. However, I do have, hey Pepe, it's Ryan Maxwell. I've got a lovely set, bunch, cluster, bushel of Christmas commercials, classic 90s style Christmas commercials. As you know, we love the 90s around here, so I found a nice little chunk to ring in the holidays.
Yay!
It's getting close. What is up, Allison? Glad to have you, and glad that we can be heard. Oh boy. Anywho, yes, Christmas is upon us. Hanukkah may be gone. I don't know.
It is.
There you go. Hanukkah's gone. We still got Christmas and New Year's. And those are holidays we can all get behind, because typically no work.
I have one more work day until I'm off until next year.
You're just taking like a week off? That's like a little grandiose. And Kwanzaa. I don't know when that is.
I'm not sure when Kwanzaa is. But I'm taking yeah, it's like 7 business days plus the weekends.
Well, here's the thing. We're not going to be listening to the music very heavily because, I don't know. I was screening some of these earlier, and a lot of these are pretty crazy, and they're mostly, I don't know. You'll see. But,
Oh, Kwanzaa starts the day after Christmas.
yeah, there you go.
Isn't that Boxing Day?
Yeah, in some places.
Is that Canada, or is that...
Canada and the UK, everybody's got their own special little things to do.
Boxing Day?
It was Jingle All the Way, Boxing Day. It's the movie that never happened. Anyway, folks, buckle up. We got Christmas coming up. Don't you worry. It's a bunch of flustered people trying to put together technology in addition to old, misguided commercials at best, I don't know why it took us so long to figure out how to sell to one another. Not so overtly, because now you look at old commercials and you go, this is just blatant. No nuance, no nothing. Like you're not being brainwashed at all. They're just like, hey, smoke cigarettes. You're like, yeah.
All right.
I'll do it. A doctor said it. Jingle All the Way sequel with Larry the Cat. Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh.
That's sad.
Kind of. But then he was Mater. Let's talk about cars.
I can't talk about cars anymore. I've just had so much of cars.
Did they have a Christmas thing? Or was it just the book that we read to Elliot?
I'm sure it's just the book. And I'm sure they gussy up whatever Car Town and the California Adventures. But no, nothing canonical. I believe there's a car baby Jesus. I'm not sure about any of the car Eastern or Western religion. Should they have any? I mean, no one wears a cross or anything, so I don't know. Might be just secular.
Maybe.
They're automobiles. How do you what's your faith like if you're just a gooey slug monster living in a mechanical body until that body dies, or your airtight chamber is ruptured, leaving you, again, dead?
Let's talk about the outhouse ocelot. How loud should I set the volume since it's a smaller space?
Number one, how dare you, and I'll see you in court. Here's the thing. I don't know. The ocelot, probably not hanging around outhouses. You got to find like a, maybe the crap house coyote. So like, what was I watching? Something where like it was Chris Hansen doing one of his new predator grabber things, and he was interviewing these policemen out in these woods, and they're like, oh, we've got several layers of defense. Like the guy goes in and runs, there'll be cops all around. There's like a sniper with rubber bullets over here, and if he gets past the sniper, we've got, they set up like a Dolby Digital surround sound of like hunting calls. And so Chris Hansen is standing with this police guy out in the woods. He's got this game call remote, and he's like pushing all these buttons and all these, it's like coyotes howling or screaming. And he's like, oh, wow, fascinating. Like if you're
wow.
You're one of those people that Chris Hansen's chasing, and you make it out of the house past the initial wave of cops. You dodge the sniper's rubber bullets. You're going to be turned away suddenly by like coyotes?
Right.
Hypothetical coyotes?
Oh, hey, Tony.
Dude's up in the tree wearing a ghillie suit.
What about my urinal unicorn?
Do unicorns make noise? Here's the thing about the bathroom cougar. It's a perfect idea, so don't steal it, you thieving sons of bitches. And here's the thing. The bathroom cougar is the perfect melding of nature and toilet. Don't mess with success. Fucking rip-off artists, you old people.
He has a Dell call.
That being said, guess what it's time for? It is definitely not time for that.
Whoa.
I pushed the, so here's the thing. My son loves to play with this thing, and it's set up wrong. Hold on, here we go.
Dog. Cat. Mouse. Turtle.
I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life.
You're listening to FFOP Radio.
Reach the
Hey everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Dave. This is FFOP Radio. It's Wednesday, so we do a live show as the usual thing. Not a game show tonight. We're going to take it easy. It's the holidays. Got some commercials for you, but as you can see there in the corner, there's Krista.
Hi, I didn't know I was already on the camera.
Set up the camera. There she is. Everybody's always like, where's Krista? There she is. And there's me as a skeleton. Anyway, so...
Split screen.
Yeah, it's picture in picture, as we like to call it. Back in the old days,
man.
What you would have is picture in picture, Ryan Maxwell. The reason I bring up the old days is because we will be talking about the 90s. I've got some 90s commercials. You heard about it in the green room. And as such, Ryan Maxwell's name's going to stay up there an extra week because we're not playing a game. So get over it. It's the holidays. Just swipe at it next time. So, yeah, that's it. Dudes and dudettes. What else is there to talk about but these 90s commercials? So let me tee them up for you. Woo! Let's get going.
Let's get going.
When you have a taste for the holidays.
7-Up.
It's the Uncola. And here's the thing. Spoiler alert. I've seen this commercial already. We're going to be seeing what is now classified as an antique, probably.
You want a soft drink that tastes like the holidays. You want the crisp, clean choice that's everyone's favorite icebreaker. 7-Up, the Uncola. Because you never know who might drop in.
Number one, Santa's always stealing your shit. Number two, that glass, the backwards inverted Coca-Cola glass, all over the place in antique stores now. We go up to like Globe, right, those little ghost towns up there. They'll put the Coke glasses right next to the 7-Up glasses because they're the Uncola. Dear God, I hope we get California raisins, right?
Thanks, Ryan. Jameson says I got bit in the ass by a dog a few hours ago, so I'm drunk. Just want to apologize in advance.
How did you get bit in the ass by a dog?
Are you a mailman?
And just once? I have so many questions, but so many commercials.
Stop by the Winter Wonderland for holiday savings on all 7-Up products.
You guys play cool spot video
And make the
games?
season bright.
Just real quick about the 7-Up too. You guys remember before the spot, they had that guy with the real deep voice who would say the Uncola. He played Baron Samedi in Live and Let Die, the James Bond, and then later did VO work for a jazz radio station out here in the Valley.
Huh.
KYOT.
Oh.
2 of them. Oh, there you go.
One snuck up behind me as the owner was trying to gather them. Oh, jeez.
They're crafty, and he only pay you once though. So I mean, you know, you gotta. That's nice. I've seen Make 7 Up Yours. I remember that.
Make 7 up
With
yours.
what's his name? Orlando. He was in the movie Evolution with David Duchovny. Anyway.
You're asleep.
Finally. Just gonna load this CD. They're gonna love this.
Hilarious.
Loading CD-ROM into Windows.
Type device equals C:\DOS.
Wait. Okay. Where do I find that?
Where do you find what? Type edit A:\\.
Edit a colon?
No, edit A:\. A:\.
A colon.
The letter A.
You do not have enough convention.
I
This
like
is the
this.
longest commercial.
I like this commercial because it makes the wife come off as the competent one.
Yeah.
Which
Doesn't usually happen.
I guess by now it was already happening, but like this, maybe this was like the coming of age because like maybe it was the 80s when women were still the butt of the jokes, but now it's like the 90s, early 90s. So she's like, oh, honey, it's a computer, and he's like, oh boy, this beard, am I right? My colon. Like he's losing the pillow. He's lost the whole costume.
There are 27 callers ahead of us.
On
If you're
Christmas
looking
Eve?
for a multimedia computer that actually
Like, just
works,
give up.
Maybe we got the wrong installation program.
Okay, no, they wouldn't have given you the wrong installation program, number one. Like, I don't know of any computer that didn't ship with shit already booted onto it, PS. But this puts me in the mindset of like, I don't know, there are things that everybody experienced apparently that I am never going to get. And I bring them up a lot. But in this case, like putting stuff together for children always seemed like a Herculean task and still does for everyone around me. If they have to put something together, it's like, oh god, it was hours, and then the stickers, and then we lost days to the project and months went by.
The stickers.
And like I can put everything that my son gets together at every birthday and holiday in under like half an hour. So like, but on the other hand, I had to build a desk for myself, and that took 4 fucking years. So I don't know. Maybe it's just I remember how to put toys together because as a kid, I could not rely on the kindness of parents.
I think the instructions for kids' toys might be a little bit easier.
Maybe we got the wrong computer.
there's really only one way to go.
Oh, this is how it all started. Idiot parents being like, I can't do PCs. And they're like, well, you know what Apple does? Appeal to those who can't do anything.
Did you save the receipt?
The dad's
Wouldn't it
always
be
the
great-
idiot, as Nick DiPaolo says. You mean the one who paid for the effing thing?
Right, but that started in the 90s. Like Al Bundy, you became the shit heel.
Yeah.
But that was the dad's role in the 90s. And even in the 2000s, like up until, they're probably still being the shit heel. Very seldom do, like, they have competent, because before that, like, I don't know, like, we've all seen old TV shows like Three's Company or The Addams Family, any of that shit, and you go, oh, it's pretty conventional stereotype. It wasn't until the 90s when we flipped that on its head, and we spent 30 years driving that stake into the ground.
Blockbuster.
Great if you could get everybody's Christmas gift at the same place. Maybe you can.
And wouldn't it be great if their Christmas presents were super cheap, and after they opened them, they'd have to take them back almost immediately because the rental period is very short? Blockbuster.
I'll let you in on a little secret.
I'm renting my kids Ghoulies too. Hey, Cat G, what's up?
Hey, Cat
Holiday
G.
Gift Center at Blockbuster. After all,
Does anyone know which Ghoulies Mariska Hargitay was in? Does anyone know which Ghoulies Mariska Hargitay was in?
everybody has a favorite movie. And who has more favorites than Blockbuster?
Any place with a porn curtain in the back, am I right, folks?
Besides having more movies to rent, they also have more movies to give. Oh, plus they have all kinds
To
of video games
give?
for the kids. So take care of everybody on your list. Make it a Blockbuster holiday.
Ghoulies SVU is right, Ryan Maxwell. It was like the fourth in the, when Jason went to space by 10. Ghoulies and SVU had a crossover by the fourth one. That's just for fun.
What if he's hungry? Who will be hungry? Every other kid in the world's gonna feed him. Okay.
I think Santa will want to take a 90-minute break in our living room watching A Few Good Men. What the fuck? You're gonna put out 3 Fingers of Scotch in like a classic action movie for Santa? The fuck? Goonies? Oh, and he came back with Ghoulies. Brilliant. So he went out, saw the monster sticking out of the toilet, was probably like, well, it's what you asked for. What a night that must have been. All right, Santa's watching Top Gun. He's gonna homoerotic too.
He's gonna watch that. What was it? 1994 hit of the.
Oh, The Shadow.
Yeah.
The 1994 smash hit, The Shadow, starring Alec Baldwin. No, he's playing Sega Genesis. And P.S., he's going to be delivering probably 14 billion of these fucking tonight, kids. You don't think he's played a little fucking cool spot before tonight? He's going to take 20 minutes to get Yuri out of the house? No cookies? P.S., how come... Not even in video game commercials can they replicate the sound of a fucking video game correctly. Like in the future, where they're like illustrating different types of VR, it's always like the same like bloop bloop, like 8-bit sound effects that have been used since the dawn of time. Like imagine seeing reality but just hearing chirp tones. And the rocks the cradle.
Make it a blockbuster holiday.
Oh God. Had all those,
Look
right
what's
guys?
popping up at Burger King. Toy Story puppets from
I
Disney's
didn't.
latest adventure movie.
Could give a rat's ass about the Toy Story ones. Got them all. Didn't care. Got all the Simpsons ones for Christmas. God damn, I begged because they were, the Simpsons were fucking bigger than Jesus and the Beatles if they had a baby, right? And so when they released the 5 Simpsons dolls at Burger King, I begged and begged and begged because it's before an allowance and before a job. Begged months and months. No. I got them all for Christmas, and I was like, this felt cruel for the first 3 months.
Movie now in
The way they
theaters.
use and
Get
hold
all 4
controllers is like a
high-quality
caveman
puppets for your
approaching the
kids.
video games.
$1.99
Right.
each with any great tasting value meal.
This promo was huge for a young Fasco.
Right, I get it. Like, we had them. Like, anytime fast food would give you anything that was beyond what you'd find in, like, a kid's meal, right? Like, when Pizza Hut did the Land Before Time puppets, these guys, Burger King did these, and the Simpsons, obviously. Wendy's had bears and deer around Christmas time. McDonald's usually had some bullshit with glasses or whatever. Like, I don't see that anymore. You don't I'm never going to probably walk into a Taco Bell again, but if like I saw a commercial saying, hey, what's a big movie coming out? It's like maybe the next Batman movie. Like, remember when Batman and Robin was like, or was it Batman Forever? Maybe the one with Clooney? I don't remember.
Yeah, he just had like those Batman Forever glasses.
Yeah, not the glasses, but like at Taco Bell, you could buy the watches. It was the one with Bane, so it must be whatever. It was the Joel Schumacher one. But they had, those crappy little $2 wrist watches, and there was just merchandising out the ass for all this stuff. And oh, yeah, the Muppet Babies, yeah, classic stuff too. Yeah. You got it all.
Oh yeah, Kayla, I'm so glad we don't do Elf on a Shelf in our house.
It's too weird.
It's too weird, and I don't have the creativity to think of 24 different things for it to do.
Not another necktie for Dad. Or a necklace
A
for
noose.
Mom. Get up to 15 minutes of free crystal clear communication from U.S. Sprint when you buy...
Merry Christmas, Mom and Dad. You have 15 minutes of crystal clear communications on me.
Yeah.
$5 book of Burger King gift certificates. Give the certificates to friends for great tasting...
Yeah, could you imagine ripping out like $1 certificate to Burger King, like passing it off, and like, yeah, you've earned this. Now, granted,
It's for your troubles.
The 90s, maybe you could get 2 burgers or a burger and a small fry for $1, because we're probably looking at 39 cents for a hamburger, 49 for a cheeseburger, and then 50 cents for a fry. So that might not be shitty, but still, like, what a broke dick, like, buy a book of $1 Burger King coupons. Like, oh, you didn't want to do like them in 50-cent increments?
Fasco says, my wife does Up on the Shelf and then forces me into the nights that she's too tired to do it. Yeah, all 24 nights would be David doing it, because I'd be like, I don't know what to do with this thing.
So I didn't have the Hardee's Looney Tune glasses, Catchy. I think I had the A and P versions, or maybe they were also Dairy Queen. That's the thing. The glasses were huge too. Boy, oh boy, do I have a lot of glassware.
You made the honor roll.
Here's a Burger King coupon.
And use the free long distance to call anyone you like.
Happy Halloween. Here's the corner of a Burger King coupon.
Holidays with Burger King. For great gift ideas at Burger King, sometimes you've got to break the rules.
And use Sprint. Oh, classic Campbell's. Later on, or no, it's not in this commercial, but Judith Hogue, hello, the original April herself, in a Campbell's commercial. She also shows up as we just saw her as a therapist in an X-Files where she was therapizing a monster who had to eat people's brains.
Yep.
But yeah, she lived with the turtles, so she's seen it all.
It's true.
Oh, the California raisins. Yeah, those little plastic or rubber, the vinyl ones, had those. Nailed it. Seriously. Like,
just bring all that inside.
Couldn't you knock off a little of that snow on the fucking porch, kid? Like, oh my God, this is grandma's favorite oak chair and it's ruined because you wanted to fucking cosplay as a dude with a cold dick. Look at that. Oh.
Away the cold like a delicious
how's he get the soup in his mouth? He'd be dead.
Fun fact, all snowmen are frozen children trapped until they can be freed by the magic of canned soup.
I was told a story about a snowman that this person, one of my coworkers, like, yeah, my kid brother would always make a snowman in the front yard, and some dickhead who owned a big truck would just roll by and destroy it every time he saw it. So, and I don't know why this wasn't like obvious and should have been avoided, but there was a fire hydrant near the person's yard, so they built the snowman around the fire hydrant. And you know how that, we've all broken eggs. Come on. The Campbell's Chunky Soup commercials had NFL players. Reg soup, you gotta have kids. Chunks would kill a regular kid. Could you imagine if that snow kid had a chunky soup? It would have blown his ass off.
Still no snow, huh? I bet I can make it snow.
Shut up, Grandpa.
I can make it rain.
Hey, he throws a bunch of $1 Burger King coupons in the air. Ho, 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 Coco.
Always happens with Carnation Hot Cocoa.
And then 20 minutes later, you're fucking cold and you want to go back inside. It's still snowing and it sucks.
That was in the Christmas Story Christmas movie. It was a stump instead of a hydrant. Oh, yeah. I miss when the Chunky Soup commercials had the Eagles players' moms. And I remember those commercials.
Yeah, did you eat your Chunky Soup? Yeah, it was crazy.
Grandpa's about to break out the 8-ball.
Let it snow. Yeah, these are from VHS strips, so the sound's going to be weird sometimes.
Christmas crunch.
Whoa!
Crunchy sweet berry stars, stockings, trees, and these.
It's the same goofy slop in different molds. Whoa!
It'll rip the bottom of your or top of your mouth up still.
And stir till your milk turns red.
Man, what a fucking time to be alive. The 90s when nobody knew what health was yet, right? So you could get oatmeal and you would sprinkle magic powder on it and it would magically throw gummy bears in there. Or like around the holidays, they just give you colored sugar and they would call it magic dust and you throw it on your already sugary cereal. Or like if you had a TV dinner, they go, here's some magic sprinkles for your magic pudding, and it's just sugar. It's fucking crazy. Like, could you imagine today, like everybody's low sugar, like we finally realized, hey, we're making kids fat and all their teeth are falling out. But like in the 90s, we were like, you know what? We're just going to fucking pump out a bunch of like no nutrition starch packet full of sugar, and then for special occasions we'll give them an extra baggie to fucking really ladle it on.
Yeah.
Your kids in your okay, I was born in 83, so you're not a kid.
And I was born in 88.
Yeah, so Rod knows what I'm talking about. If you were born early 80s, the 90s were your fucking jam. If you were born anywhere past 85, you're fucking dead to me.
Rude.
Culturally
This
speaking.
crunch is only here for Christmas, and that's one reason it's...
The day after Christmas, I'll start having to dye my own sugar packets.
The best Christmas
Oh yeah, the
ever.
Alestra. Anal leakage was huge in the 90s. My God, we used to play Trivial Pursuit. My family was big in the 90s. They've all since like either died or moved on. But like we would always play Trivial Pursuit in any different flavor you could imagine. And the two comedy answers were always, if it was a person, it was Tina Louise, who was Ginger on Gilligan's Island. So, you know, the comedy answer, Tina Louise, it's like you and your Stephanie Germanotta fucking hilarious shit. But the other thing was anal leakage, because everything caused anal leakage. My aunt, the person whose house we went to play Trivial Pursuit, had a closet full of diarrhea chips and kept buying them, even though the punchline of the family was anal leakage. Oh, hey, Dad. Why do people always fucking do this shit? I don't care if it's Godzilla or Santa. The person who's supposed to be looking, or like the comedy person, is like wearing the headphones and like listening to ZZ Top on a cassette. Like, how checked out is this dad where he's like, oh God, the water level in the washer's low, and this kid's like, Santa? It rings like the modern day equivalent is, if you've seen it, there's like a Goodwill commercial out there where like this family walks out of Goodwill and then like this alien just rolls out
with a UFO,
hops in and flies the fuck away, and the mom's like, doo-doo-doo, putting all my precious Goodwill stuff away that definitely doesn't smell like turds and mothballs. What the fuck? Anal leakage. The 90s.
Dad?
Just a second, Tiger.
I gotta really stare at this steam. Jesus, that's steamy.
Dad?
Santa's a little too fat.
Dad! It's Santa Claus!
Hey, so it is.
Right, like here's the thing, Rod. If you have a product that is tied synonymously with diarrhea, you can do one of two things. Cut bait and give up, or like do what the sugar-free gummy bear people do and just, you know, embrace the fact that you give people diarrhea and that people will do YouTube videos about it, giving themselves diarrhea. Merry Christmas.
It's great. Santa candy. Let's go. Bring it home for the holidays.
No, the only reason the things smell like turds and mothballs in Goodwill is because that's where most of the shit got. Like, that's the in Goodwill, there's two demos that you're going to get donations from. People who get too much shit, people who have garbage but don't want to throw it away, and they're in the same boat as that first one, or like people who die and their family doesn't want to give a single iota of energy toward sorting or packaging or whatever, so they drive up to the Goodwill and they say, yeah, just don't take the urn with the ashes and we're good.
Pepto-Bismol secretly owns stock in Frito.
They are probably owned by the same company. Let's be real. Like, if Frito-Lay is owned by Nestle, they might own Pepto-Bismol, so they might have a sick, twisted loop of like giving and preventing diarrhea.
Yeah.
It's all garbage? I believe you. Oh, yeah. I remember this shit, dude. This is my jam at Christmas time because it wasn't shitty. Ryan knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, boom. Frito is on. Yeah, it's like Frito-Lay PepsiCo.
New Coca-Cola Santa Packs, the only real holiday refreshment. Look for this.
If you see Santa on a can of Pepsi, you'll know that's bullshit. Santa endorses Coke. Don't believe us? Find him. Make him disprove it.
display at your store.
My godfather used to collect all the Coke things with Santa.
Coke people are
Everything.
weird. Coke people are like Raider fans of collecting shit.
Yeah.
Like, everybody I know who has like a collection of some kind, they don't go off the wall. But all the Raiders fans I know and all the people who collect Coke shit I know are that. They're Coke people or Raider people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, walk through my house, you get a whole bunch of different flavors. If you walk through a Coke person's house, you go, oh, whoa! You're like one of those people who replace their personality by owning a bird or a ferret. I think it's hilarious because sometimes we'll be in the store and we'll walk down the aisle that has a soda in it. Sometimes like the healthy choice, and it's like the healthy amount of Coke is like 3.2 ounces. So you've got this tiny little ball sack of Coke, and you go, "Wow, refreshing!" Like, when was the last time you had 3 ounces of anything and was like, "Ah, that's enough"? Hello,
done.
Phantom Menace on its cans. I do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: they had for some giveaway, they had some cans they didn't fill with Pepsi, and that you would just get like as a contest or some shit. And one of my friends got some of those empty Pepsi cans with the Star Wars characters on them, and I was like, "Whoa!" And he handed it to me. I'm like, "Oh, it's so light," but they still had like a liquid in it because like they have to put like vegetable oil or something or corn syrup or something to make sure that it seals okay. So even an empty can had like a gross, I don't know, like the high schooler in me was like, oh man, it's just like enough liquid in the right consistency and put you in the mind like someone blew a load in this can and sealed it.
Yeah.
You shot, go get a can of Coke. You know what I'm talking about, Jameson.
Oh, the polar bears.
Bad CGI.
Yeah.
Brr. You guys believe in Jesus up here? Yeah, Stan Smith is right. You shouldn't be giving that stuff to your babies if you're a polar bear. What? Seriously? That's weird. Like the dollar bills and the Coke? Well, see, typically what I would do is I would reach in and grab this seal and rip its throat out, and then I would bite its head off and spit it back into the water, and we'd all feast on its blubber and innards. But since it's Christmas, instead of murdering it horribly so we can survive the winter and add layer upon layer to our precious blubber supply, we're going to hand this bitch a Coke. It's Christmas. Should we kill it, Mom? Don't these look like Tekken characters, like Tekken 3? Like Eddie Gordo is going to come out any moment and like whip these kids' asses. There you go.
Thanks.
December
Kill you
26th,
tomorrow.
though, your ass is mine,
Right.
bitch. You know, adorable harp seal or not, we got a fucking couple of kids to feed up in this shit. Plus, have you seen like all the commercials? Our ice is melting. I look forlornly to a camera tomorrow at 11:30.
Cookie crisp, very cookie crisp.
Oh God.
Cookies lots of chips that you can't resist. Cookie, crook, and chip in a one-dog open sleigh, crashing through the snow, laughing all the way.
Before the culling of the cereal mascots, when the Three Bakers went to one, I can't believe Snap, Crackle, and Pop made it all the way through.
Oh yeah.
We lost we lost all the Cookie Crisp people eventually. Like the criminal and the cop disappeared. Then it was just the Hound, and then he was replaced by a wolf.
Oh.
Like the three chefs were like three human-looking chefs, and then they just went to Wendell, and then Wendell went to an insane Mr. Magoo Looney Tunes character. And like he slowly gave way to dementia, and now he's in a home rotting away somewhere, and they have no idea what to do with the property.
Cookie crisp.
Merry Christmas, Catchy. Thanks for coming by.
Merry Christmas, Cat G.
Now there's a Marvel Spider-Man trading card. 3 inside specially marked boxes of Cookie Crisp.
What? Okay. Another thing that annoyed me about the 90s, right, is since trading cards were big, they'd be like, oh, get this magazine, get this cereal, get this whatever, and collect all the cards. When there are 6 cards and they all come in every fucking package of whatever you buy, those aren't collectible. You can't trade them. You can't do shit with them because everybody who buys that cereal has the same 6 fucking cards. So what do? Nothing. Stop it. Give me 120 cards that you get 6 of randomly so that you can actually trade and collect them, or eat my ass.
What makes everything so
Non-dairy. There's something about, maybe it's just because if you grow up poor, if your parents make you think you're poor, you'll develop attachments to things that aren't good, but you'll go, oh, that's great. Like Cool Whip is fucking trash. It's like gelatinous, hyper aerated vegetable oil with a little vanilla in it. But if your parents don't understand that that is fucking disgusting, and like whipped cream is like just as easy and practically the same, you grow up with a bunch of Cool Whip. And now looking back, I can't believe I don't have intestinal cancer.
We never had either in our house, so
everybody's got to have whipped cream, but Cool Whip is like,
I don't. My parents didn't like whipped cream.
Really quick, I want to know if this was just like a crazy family thing for me, or is this like a 90s thing? Or is it like a holdover from the older generation? But in the 90s, like every one of my friends' parents and my mom would like buy stuff and then freeze it. Things you shouldn't be freezing. Things that you shouldn't be buying excess of because we have a surplus of it all the time and it's not the fucking depression. Like loaves of bread or Cool Whip is one of those ones where like it would be on sale and so 6 tubs would end up in the freezer and then they'd spend a day on the counter thawing and then go like...
I think my aunt Linda used to freeze bread, but there's something about the smell of frozen bread or bagels. Like my parents, I think, also froze bagels. I love the smell of frozen bread.
It's disgusting though, because it doesn't. Here's the thing: like as it freezes, the ice will collect at a certain spot because the water is adulterated with a bunch of different shit as it's in bread, and as it thaws, you're gonna have like large mushy chunks of shit, and it's just a fucking disaster. Like, why do that to yourself? In a time of famine, I can see buying a bunch of stuff and doing whatever you need to make sure it lasts so you can survive. But in the fucking 90s, where it was fucking disgusting excess, I think we can drop the 1930s like mindset of like collect everybody's drinks at the table and pour them into a jar in case we're thirsty later. Mrs. Claus and Dave, you got that. That's the thing. I don't have a hat. I was gonna wear my hat / scarf combo. I knitted myself, but Krista gave me the side eye and I said no go. I don't have a Santa hat. But I'm wearing a flamingo Christmas shirt.
Yeah. Pepperoni pizza for just $2.99 with your favorite large pizza at the regular price. Ho, ho.
Back then, we liked pizza anywhere. Like, I get it's a commercial, but really, who's going to put, like, the box? And the box is always unopened. Like, if you've ever had any sort of boxed anything from a supermarket that is meant for kids, like, the first time it was opened, it was destroyed. So can you imagine, like, the box that looks like in reality showing up on a tray in your mom's bedroom or your dad's bedroom and like it's all destroyed and like, well, why did you bring the rest of the frozen fucking waffles up here?
Yeah.
Idiot.
And he's just probably leaving it for Santa.
These people Supreme with pineapple. Supreme with pineapple. Why do people think that Santa has time to like stop at everybody's house and like toast up 2 waffles or play a few levels of Sonic or Cool Spot or whatever? Like, he has to be in and out. There are so many kids, and even if you want to say, well, he doesn't visit every kid, just all the ones who believe in Santa, which is a fuck ton.
Yeah.
It's a fuck ton, people. He can't spend literally any more time than is allotted, which would be fractions of a millionth of a second.
Right.
Just
For
stop
sure.
and play fucking Sega Genesis.
I got time.
Yes, spearmint pineapple. That's my favorite.
Lego my ego.
No, Lego my ego.
No, that's Santa's ego.
You always eat the...
I'm gonna kick you in the dick, you little elf.
This is why Santa doesn't bring elves to fucking... Like, why is that elf there?
Lego my ego. The card says...
He'd be freezing those milk and cookies.
Yeah, definitely. I can't ruin anything for you, Alice, unless you let me.
It's true. The energy.
My upstairs neighbors are banging it out again. Where's Mrs. Claus?
Great.
Happy holidays from Energizer.
I mean, it's not like a surprise, right? You do the same thing every year, and you only do it once.
Nuts. It only comes but once a year. The Jubilee Roll from Prince.
Dear God.
Just order any of our classic burgers.
And you get the whole
And we'll
thing or
give
a
you
slice?
This decadent mountain of vomit. It looks like fucking whipped dog barf that they sprinkled peanuts on, and now they're like melting chocolate over. Oh, God.
We'll make you a Jubilee Sundae. Free.
It's ambrosia salad.
Or buy a whole Jubilee roll.
Oh,
and enjoy our Nutcracker Suite at home.
Enjoy our Nutcrackers Suite at home. Our Nutcracker. Okay. I think I get it, but anal leakage guaranteed, says Jameson. I believe it.
Yeah.
You eat fucking 19 inches of a Nutcracker Sweet, and you're gonna that's anal leakage on the docket. Oh, I'm hungry. Have you tried the Nutcracker Sweet? Could you imagine a worse flavor than like? There's a like a disgusting dessert salad out there that has like pineapple and not whipped cream even, but like Cool Whip. Like there's something about like real dairy and other flavors, the acid of a pineapple, for instance. But something about like Cool Whip and anything.
It's not like ambrosia salad or something.
It's a million different things, but like it could be ambrosia salad, but I'm talking about it specifically is like there's one with pineapple and maybe sometimes carrots, and it's just like this disgusting mash, especially because like the hydrogenated oil in Cool Whip isn't dairy, so it just sort of turns back into mushy like canola oil garbage. Oh, fuck, I'm so grossed out by now. By the holidays, I'm just like donezo.
Yabba dabba fruit, delicious stew. Oh, I'm hungry.
We called it, Ryan.
My pebbles! Your pebbles? 'Tis the season to be sharing, Fred. Happy holidays, pal. Oh.
Don't you have some of this at your house?
Hey guys, did you ever notice that Santa has the same voice as the detective from Bonkers?
Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles cereals, part of this nutritious breakfast.
There it is again, right? That's Bonkers' boss. Or not his boss, but his partner. Jesus Christ. I still see this commercial today.
Yeah,
they shot this commercial in 1876, and it has gone strong every year since.
It's probably one of my favorite Christmas commercials.
How? It's just like handbells and...
Yeah. Hershey Kisses. I love Hershey Kisses. I think it's adorable. And it's not like super long. It doesn't have all this shit involved. It's just
Oh,
that.
that's Bryan Cranston.
Oh, wow. He's young.
Excuse me.
Gotta use this to carry it around all my meth. Whoa, look at that. That is a fucking original Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Polo, White Diamond, sir.
So it's no surprise you'll find more last
Brian, what are you doing here?
Gotta get that for her.
At JCPenney.
I got in, I got
See,
out.
there he was Malcolm in the Middle.
Nobody got hurt.
Hurry in for great
You
savings.
always wanted to play handbells in school? Seriously? Number one, I can't believe your school had handbells.
Yeah.
Number 2, I played handbells for a number of years at my church, because where else? That's where you play handbells. I feel like it's church. I played when I was young, I played the super small ones, worked all the way up to the baritone ones, which, even though handbells is like the lamest instrument you can play, by the time you work up to those ones that are like 8 and 10 pounds a piece, not bad, right? Joshua Fit, the Battle of Jericho, I could rock that shit on a handbell. Then you get the chimes and shit.
He had regular choir and handbell choir.
Yeah, I was on both at certain points. I wouldn't recommend either.
I was in band, marching band, and I was also in chorus in middle school.
Jameson has a prescription for
more handbell.
Another goddamn Santa.
Seasoned eatings from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Hey, do you think this is one of those down low gay sex parties that I heard about on SVU?
Yes.
These dudes dress up as Christmas characters and fuck each other once a year, but don't tell their wives, and they just call it their poker game.
You know we bought a holiday meal. You got a list.
Now get a holiday bucket
And
of
he'll
chicken.
be taking it twice if you catch my grift, Carl.
A party-sized bucket of hot wings or a holiday meal,
eatings.
each for just $9.99.
This is second floor.
Really, what do we owe you?
Allison, that 100% exists. If you think of something, say it out loud, and then go, whoa, does that exist? Yeah, it did 40 years before you even said it aloud. 1990. Oh, I thought that was 1999. Wow, that's old. But no.
Your best ever. So all the best gifts are all at Kmart.
I miss you, Kmart.
Festive
Is that Hillary Duff?
Sweaters are just $19.99. All fine
That's Lizzie McGuire.
14 karat gold is now a spectacular 60% off.
Oh,
this
honey.
RCA 5 CD stereo with
Hey, don't kink shame. If a bunch of gay dudes, secretly gay dudes, want to have sex dressed up as multiple Santas and elves once a year behind their wives or significant others' backs, you shouldn't judge. Or, you know, it's fucking weird. You're right. Like furries, they're fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
2 speakers at Kmart priced at just $149.99. And how about this 12-piece Tefal cookware set? It's
How
just
about
For
it?
the old lady of the
Great
family.
savings on famous name
Look
brands
at this
throughout the
big
store.
bird.
This holiday, there's a better way to save. Kmart.
Turns out there were 2 better ways to save, Walmart and Target.
Wow, my very own noodle. It's as if they've captured my true essence and
I'll use this noodle so you can use my other noodle. And I pointed down at the wrong noodle for the first one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use this noodle so you can use this noodle. That'd be ridiculous.
in noodle form.
New Charlie Brown's Christmas macaroni and cheese from Kraft.
Good grief.
Don't they all dress up as Santa and bang Charlie Kelly's mom?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. But this is if Charlie Kelly's mom doesn't exist.
Ryan just saw a box of that Charlie Brown mac and cheese at an antique mall.
Oh, was it an I can't say the antique part. I was like, was it an antique? Should have got it. What was it, like $7 a box? Whip that shit into shape. Here's the thing. Like, there are people on YouTube right now drinking 100-year-old cans of beer. You could probably make a fortune buying 40-year-old boxes of pasta, eating it, and then experiencing anal leakage.
Yeah.
He is leaving me a bevy of Yuletide booty.
Okay, really quick. I believe this is the guy who gets his tongue cut out in Dances with Wolves.
He looks like a predator.
He's like Oliver Platt light, guys. Remember, so back in the day when Oliver Platt was Oliver Platt, this guy was Oliver Platt -1.
Booty.
Possibly.
No, that's what the M&Ms are for.
Yeah, he's from Murphy Brown. But he's like Oliver Platt -1.5 to 2. And again, gets his tongue cut out in Dances with Wolves.
So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I like this commercial too.
I never met
the guy.
He does exist.
They do exist.
You cannot swing a dead cat on Christmas without hitting Santa if you're in a commercial.
Do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, it's definitely still, that commercial is still a commercial to this day.
Like, there are some that just don't die. There are the commercial equivalents of Mariah Carey's Christmas album. After they hatched out of that horrifying putrid, bubbling, piebald dragon egg and were released upon the world, they just are here forever now. Like,
MasterCard and save up to 25% at some of your
I need some dry goods.
Save on the latest music at Sam Goody and Musicland.
Hey, you guys been to Sam Goody recently? Good prices there, right?
Save on Mattel toys at Toys R Us. Look for master values only from MasterCard.
Stronger female character. Now Mrs. Claus is the one who delivers the gifts. And Santa wears short shorts.
What's new? Nothing. Everybody says I'm too little.
Okay, so this commercial I was like, what? Like, why is, number one, Ronald just hanging out in a neighborhood making a snowman? And why is he packing, like, dried coconut onto obviously a white basketball?
Really? I'm thinking of running away to McDonald Land.
Santa riding the electric razor. Yeah, that might just be a D-Mac reference. I don't remember that.
McDonald Land? That's where I'm from.
Yeah, I hear it's really nice.
I hear where you're from is really nice, too.
Down the street.
I'm in your front yard. I hear it's nice. I hear it from my eyes. And by that, I mean I see it.
It's okay.
Yeah, because you got that basketball hoop
See?
over your garage.
Basketball.
And your back porch. That great wind chime.
And maybe...
Yeah, and sure, where I live, fries grow on flowers, and there are burgers everywhere, and there are a bunch of crazy monsters, and it's always nice and fun, and there's no school. But you got that cool wind chime.
Dad, it's summer camp.
Plus, there's that beautiful field.
Where I chase butterflies.
Hey, when you're in McDonald Land, who's going to make the decorations for your dad's birthday party? Who's going to be the snowflake in the school play?
Ronald.
Who's going to feed Mr. Goldfish?
Hey, Ronald, I think I hear my mom calling me.
Oh, okay. Bye, Lindsay.
Liar, I don't hear anything.
Shit, a ghost Ronald McDonald.
To start the holidays sooner, you could make your own reindeer. Or you could head to McDonald's for some way cool miniature Mattel toys, like Polly Pocket or the Attack Pack. 10 in all. One of these totally
God
toy
damn,
Happy
the
Meal you
Attack
buy.
Pack? Holy crap.
Whoa.
How many toys lived and died in the 90s for like less than a year, or like cartoons for less than a season, but they felt so big?
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn. It kind of makes me want to watch Mac and Me with all these dumbass McDonald's commercials. I want to see a crippled kid flying over a ravine.
I'm still surprised you haven't showed me Ernest Saves Christmas yet because
I don't
it's
have
Christmas.
it on DVD. Rosebud.
Rosebud.
Here's some ice cold. Here's some double cheeseburger, no pickles, and the fries might be cold.
But I think he's missing something.
A huge boner. Fries?
A friend.
Oh.
McDonald's wishes you a holiday.
Are you coming on to me, Ronald?
Child abduction.
Now, why is it the first girl he's like, oh, you know, McDonald Land, it's super, like, it's fun and everything, but who would feed the goldfish? And he's like, oh, bye, thank who. But this one, he's like, are you ready to come live with me?
She's taller.
Come on, mate. I've got a surprise for you.
Oh, the rescuer's down there.
Look, Bernard. It's us.
Just for the holiday.
I don't remember the terrifying CGI Ernest commercial. Oh. So it's on free streaming? Where is it streaming for free?
Free streaming. What is that?
Paramount Plus is the one we don't have.
I know,
It's on
yeah.
Pluto TV. I'll watch it. We have Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus, and everything else but Paramount and HBO.
Yeah, we have Amazon Prime.
We still have to. It's too late now, but by next year, Ernest Scared Stupid will have to be on that list too.
Oh yeah.
Holidays at McDonald's, you can get Bernard.
Oh, on Freebie.
Miss
Nice,
Bianca,
okay.
The famous heroes from Walt Disney Pictures' new animated feature, The Rescuers Down Under. Now in theaters everywhere. One ornament's free when you buy a $5 book of McDonald's gift certificates.
The Rescuers is one of those franchises where they weren't afraid to shy away from having like an ultra evil bad guy.
Yeah.
You still have those Rescuers ornaments? Hot damn, Ryan.
Aww.
But yeah, like in the first one, like the crazy old Louisiana lady with the 2 alligators, like that was horrifyingly stark. And like the Australian one is exactly the same, except it's a mean dude with a lizard instead of 2 alligators.
Right.
And he's trying to get that goddamn gold eagle for what the fuck ever. Like, here's the thing. I'm sure like every industry must have that sort of golden goose. But like if you're a poacher and he's like, I'm going to find a golden eagle, because that's the whole thing. It's like a more long-winded version of like when Bart gets an elephant, and like if that ivory dealer had his own movie. Like he just wants to kill a gold eagle because it'll be big on the like poached animals market or some shit. Maybe I'm misremembering it, but like he just wants to kill that eagle.
For $1.49.
I also thought it was weird they had like 20 years between Rescuers movies.
Yeah, that was weird because like the first one did feel like very old and the new one felt very new. But that's part of the good thing about cartoons is that like you can come back and people's voices don't change much in 20 years once they've gone past puberty. Like Bob Newhart and Zsa Zsa Gabor sounded exactly alike, so they just get some Australian folks in there and Bob's your uncle or some other shrimp on the Barbie.
Food purchase.
Very handsome, but I prefer the real one.
The real one.
Bernard. Bernard.
McDonald's is celebrating Disney and Pixar's A Bug's Life with 6 chicken McNuggets
Bug's Life.
99 cents. There's no
Fat guy.
Look what you've done. I was hungry. How am I going to get us out of this one?
Come on, Dave Foley. You've been through this before.
There's nothing good on TV. 6 McNuggets for just
P.S. Heimlich, is it? TV doesn't use 35 millimeter film. They were typically on VHS or those large, broadcast quality VHS tapes, which are again VHS, but just slightly larger. No one is using fucking film.
99 cents?
Oh yeah, they were nailing it in the 90s. McDonald's had all of the franchises because there was a time when Burger King was deep, balls deep with Disney, where they would have like every Disney movie, they would have all their toys like Pocahontas and everything. Yeah. And you collect them all. But then, whatever, there was a fallout. There's a whole bunch of whatever. You can get into the minutia of like pop culture and Disney and so on. But McDonald's and Disney have had their ins and outs. Like there were McDonald's restaurants in Disneyland for a while, but then they had their falling out and Disney went to Burger King. And so, McDonald's. No, yeah. Disney went to Burger King. And so they kicked McDonald's out of their parks. And it was a weird ride with all these. It's kind of like when on a smaller level, like when Sephora was in JCPenney for a long time and they moved over to the Kohl's.
Yeah.
This is like a huge version of that, but that's like a modern day interpretation where you go, well, wasn't there a Kohl's here? And the JCPenney's people got to go, no, what are you talking about? Sephora.
And now, ideas that give your holidays the personal touch. Try sprinkling sesame seed on buttered Pillsbury crescent rolls.
I haven't seen Loki, and
flaky, extra
I'm not huge, whatever. Like product placement, I don't think is a bad thing as long as it's not like obvious. Like when because it's the same coin just with different sides. Because if you're watching a movie and they're drinking and eating products and foods and things that don't exist, you go, where the fuck are these people living? But when somebody does pay to get them put in, it's like their logo is always the camera, and it feels like you're always being like shot in the face with a laser.
Yeah, have some Coke.
It's not a hot laser, but it's there, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Special dinner roll for the holidays. And for dessert, use your cookie cutters.
Doughboy.
He's like the Coke for old people, possibly.
Oh, yeah. I'd never put sesame seeds on my crescent rolls. That's weird.
Like Mac and Me, yes. But Okay, here's the thing. There's a fine line because you have to do it just right or way too much. And Mac and me did it just right in that they did it way too much. Because if you do it right, an actor will pick up a Coke or a Pepsi and doesn't feel like it's shoving it in your face because every time it's on screen, it's somehow magically
slightly skewed.
No, not slightly skewed, but like the Pepsi logo or whatever is always to camera no matter what angle the camera is shooting the character from. Whereas like if you're going to dress up Mac in a teddy bear costume and have a dance party at McDonald's, I'm totally okay with that because it's so over the top that like Ronald McDonald himself is dancing with these football players and it's a farce. Without Paul Rudd, really?
Tis the holiday season.
See, in that?
What do we see? Everybody's decorating.
I've never seen it.
I loved it. I watched it a zillion times as a kid.
Up to you.
Well, I'm sprinkles, I'm candies, I'm cookies for you.
Here's what'll happen if you're in this nexus. And Rod, if you're out there, you probably did this too. But when you get to the age where you start making your own money, but you don't have enough common sense to like not spend it on stupid shit. If like your allowance and the invention of cookie dough in a tube happened at the same time or overlapped in any way, you probably brought several tubes of cookie dough home just to like fucking eat like a celery stick. Right, guys? Come on.
I would have never been allowed to do that.
Merry Christmas to all.
Oh, okay, right. I don't get that. That's a reference that I appreciate. I don't get. Yeah, you had to have parents that were permissive, but not like whatever. Because that's the thing. They just go, well, whatever. You're going to spend $4 on a tube of cookie dough and knock yourself the fuck out. Because if you let someone loose, let the dog off the chain, I mean, they're going to like realize. I mean, you realize the error of your ways only when you are allowed to exploit them to the fullest. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to drink after I realized that drinking as much as I wanted in the moment was a bad idea. Same thing happened with the cookie doughs. You get anal leakage and get sick to your stomach or whatever. You go, okay, I'm not going to eat as many tubes of cookie dough a month as I used to.
As many.
When that kid goes off the cliff in the chair, it is fucking hilarious. It's the punchline to a million jokes, and I've seen it a zillion times and it never gets old. Be quiet, Pillsbury. I need to play Sega.
This season, Pizza Hut's
what do you think you got the
something
Doughboy?
To celebrate. The holiday stuffer, a pizza loaded with 10 great toppings. Pepperoni, mushrooms, and olives.
Holiday stuffer is my favorite Christmas porno.
Italian sausage, ham, and bacon.
Bingo, right, guys?
Beef and pork toppings, onions, even green peppers.
Pork toppings.
Now at Pizza Hut, try one medium for a special price of $9.99. Any second pizza is half its menu price. But you'd better hurry because...
Oh my God, for a minute that man looked like Frankenstein, and for a brief and wonderful second I thought we were watching Halloween commercials.
When the season ends, so does...
Frankenstein's monster, obviously, not Frankenstein the doctor, the monster.
Right.
Deal. Enjoy the holiday stuffer from Pizza Hut.
From Boys in the Hood.
Any second pizza's half its menu price.
Enjoy the holiday stuffer.
This Christmas, make your house a toll house.
Ready?
Okay.
So interesting. That's a nice quick commercial, but interesting little tidbit about Toll House morsels is like before the invention of chocolate chip cookies, there was the Toll House. Mm-hmm. And a lady in there invented them like in the 40s. So I only bring this up because, number one, it's interesting as fuck, and I only recently learned it. But, Toll House had their baking chocolate, and they put the recipe for the cookies on the back, and that's the only reason people were buying their chocolate.
Yeah.
So it went through this interesting evolution of, selling baker's chocolate, semi-sweet baker's chocolate, to putting a recipe on it, and then realizing, since everybody's just going to put it in chocolate chips anyway, they started scoring it so you could
break it up,
bar and break it into 100 little niblets. And then they just started selling chips. And it's all because a lady at the fucking Toll House was like, it'd be fun to bake up a cookie or two.
For your picture with my new Polaroid Captiva, smile.
Where's the
Oh, come on.
I remember this commercial. It saves it in the camera. There's a little... Yeah, right there, see?
You take them out. So pick one up for the holidays.
Take them out? How? Develop them?
It's a Polaroid. The Captiva means it captures the images because in the orthodox version of the camera, obviously you've seen that they go and that little square photo comes out the front. But that's kind of a hassle because then you got to put it somewhere in a pocket or whatever. The Polaroid Captiva just shunted them into a little pocket in the back. So it was almost like the view screen on like a digital camera where like
you can see the picture, but it's really just a physical picture.
Right, but it would still have to come out and like still develop it. Like in that commercial, it was like, oh, done. But it's like, you know, it would come out and it would shoot out as white. Like every other Polaroid,
Yeah,
you
you
have to
still
go
have
wait
to
and you go,
shake it
hold
like
on.
a Polaroid.
So that fat little bastard on Santa would have to wait regardless.
The first Digicam.
Yeah, it's wild, right? But that was analog. Instead of having a screen, it was a piece of paper like the Flintstones.
Our budget's real tight. This week at Sears, save $50 on this Kenmore upright with attachments. Then get a
If your
free
budget's tight, try and sneak in the Holiday Slammer. What was that thing called? The Holiday Stuffer?
Come see on the east side of Sears.
I think it was Christmas stuffing.
Slam inside of Sears.
It's hard to surprise people during the holidays.
Is this the one with the dog at the end? Please be that one. Yep. Yes, thank you. Oh my God, this commercial cracked me up every fucking year, and here it is again to come back and make me laugh. Oh my God, when he gets and the drawing of the dog. Oh my God, the fucking dog.
That's funny.
So shop at Staples, the office supply. Give them something different, like a laser printer.
All he wanted was a printer, but he got a fucking dog covered in.
Over 5,000.
Hilarious shit. Now Staples and Office Max are one.
What?
Whoa, is that Vince Gill? Yeah, they are owned by the same company.
Oh.
When you guys listen to this, you see why like popular country music sucks, right? Like it's not like something we have to talk about or even really think about. You just hear it and you go, that sucks.
Target.
Why isn't that Amy Gresham?
Christmas morning, boy meets a friend.
Was that Trisha Yearwood?
Friendship
Probably,
grows,
I don't know.
they'll
It was
never
popping in the
end.
90s.
Don't you know?
Trisha Yearwood.
Love makes you real. It's what you feel that makes it so.
Make your own Velveteen Rabbit real. Waiting to be loved in 2 sizes, only at Target.
Love
I
makes
remember the Velveteen Rabbit. What a depressing story.
That's
P.S. Holy fuck. Like when I was a kid and my grandparents told me the story of the Velveteen Rabbit, I was like, whoa, really? I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's like one of those ones where it's like, it kind of hits you in the balls like Old Yeller.
Oh.
Where it's like, maybe I will spoil a little, but like this kid had the Velveteen Rabbit, like given him as a gift, and like the Velveteen Rabbit was a conscious in some way, and like kid got some sort of illness like yellow fever or whatever, and they had to burn it and it comes to life, and it's one of those ones where it's like a story that's meant to horrify you into a coma, like The Secret of Nim. Not as bad as Fatal Attraction, James. Oh, maybe not. Whoa, Leanne Rhymes, guys. More country music for you.
Santa's gonna love these sweet, fruity tricks. Yeah.
I hope nobody else put out anything like Eggos or Sega Genesises or Blockbusters.
Sounds like, where's all the goddamn cookies?
Oh,
Why does everybody want to be different?
Tricks! A delicious part of this complete breakfast. One bite of those fruity festive.
Well, guess what, guys? That means we're probably out of ads.
Yeah.
Raspberry red, lemony yellow Christmas, and orangey orange.
P.S. They all tasted the fucking same.
Yes, they did.
It's like Skittles. After you cram a handful in your mouth, they all just sort of become the same. So there you go, guys. That was our quasi-Christmas special. Little Halloween. Fuck. Little holiday commercial watch party. Classic stuff. You know, that... I'm so glad we got to see that dog wrapped in paper. Boy, oh boy. How many times have I asked the commercial gods to show me a Juicy Fruit or a Dr. Pepper commercial, only to have this hit, out of left field, and was the dog wrapped in paper.
That he didn't know about. So, like, how did... Like...
I mean, he must have known about it, because he looks over, and it's not like he looked over in surprise, like, huh? He was just like, there's the dog in paper. Because how long has that dog been there? Probably longer than just then, because the dog and the man seemed to have a rapport. The dog dropped the ball. It wasn't like their first time meeting when he was like going ape shit, like loving the dude and being like, oh, it's our first time. Like, they knew. They knew. That's why it was funny. That's all I've got for you this time around, people. Come Friday, our last... Well, I guess we'll have one more before the new year, so I take that back. So our second to last show before the end of it all, that being 2023 being it all. That's all I got for you. So who knows? Maybe we'll take it easy for another week. Got a lot more interrogation and true crime stuff to get to. But you know what? It's the holidays, so maybe we'll keep it light. Anyway, you guys won't know that until later. That's all I've got. I want to thank you all for showing up and taking part in this. It's the 90s, and we love it, and I'm glad you guys were here to appreciate it with us. We'll see you next time on another episode of FFOP Radio. Good night.
Bye.
That's the wrong button.
Bye.
For this, try to.
Fistful of Podcasts Radio.